What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your $1,400 third stimulus check update and fourth stimulus check update, as there's multiple different stimulus provisions and a whole nother stimulus package coming out in the near future. We're going to talk about all sorts of things: the $1,400 stimulus check delays, the people on Direct Express that get their money for on the Direct Express cards. Where is your $1,400 stimulus checks? We're going to talk about all of it here in this video and upcoming stimulus. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new videos. And don't forget to hit the like button for us. It really helps out our channel. All right, first, let's go directly to the source, President Biden himself, on the next stimulus package and the stimulus checks going out.
Good afternoon. When I signed the American Rescue Plan last week, I said help is on the way. This week, I can report this isn't just on the way, it's here, sooner than many ever thought possible. Over the next 10 days, we'll reach two giant goals. The first is 100 million shots in people's arms will have been completed within the next 10 days, and 100 million checks in people's pockets in the next 100 days. Shots in arms and money in pockets. That's important. The American Rescue Plan is already doing what it was designed to do: make a difference in people's everyday lives. And we're just getting started. By the time all the money is distributed, 85% of American households will have gotten a $1,400 rescue checks. To give one more example, for the average family of two parents and two children making a combined income of $110,000 a year, that's going to add $5,600 for them. $5,600 they'll get. And the plan does a lot more. It extends unemployment insurance for the 11 million Americans unemployed and any who will be unemployed in the near term. It'll help hundreds of thousands of small businesses keep their doors open, which makes a gigantic difference in neighborhoods and communities. If you have a drugstore, if you have a beauty shop, a hardware store, it's the center of small communities. And it gets our schools and resources they need to open safely. It provides the biggest investment in child care since World War II. And it provides food and nutrition help for the millions of families, keep them from going hungry, keeping a roof over their heads. And it expands health care coverage and lowers health care costs for so many people. And it will cut child poverty in half in this country. That's the estimate. Child poverty will be cut in half as a consequence of what's in this Recovery Act. And it will generate economic growth for the entire nation. That's why major economists, left, right, and center, support this plan. Even Wall Street has agreed. According to Moody's, by the end of this year, this law will spur our economy to create 7 million new jobs. And it does one more thing. It focuses on rebuilding the backbone of this country: working families, the middle class, people who built this country. But as I said last week, it's one thing to pass a historic piece of legislation like the American Rescue Plan, and it's quite another to implement it. And the devil is in the details. It requires fastidious oversight to make sure the relief arrives quickly, equitably, and efficiently with no waste or fraud in your bank account, in your mailbox, to the local business in your community, and to your child's school. Look, I've been here before. When President Obama and I came to office in 2009, he put me in charge of implementing the Recovery Act, which helped us recover and rebuild during the Great Recession. I was authorized to put together a team, including an accountability board with inspectors general from different agencies that were affected by the act, to make sure we got the roughly $800 billion out into the countryside by the book and quickly over 18 months. I talked to literally over 150 mayors, all governors except one, constantly going over the granular detail of the implementation of this legislation, that legislation. And the effort put us on a path from crisis to recovery to resurgence. Accordingly, to the Oversight Board of Inspectors General, They said we got it done with less than 0.2% waste or fraud. And that's not what the previous administration did, though.
So President Biden says that 100 million Americans will have received their $1,400 stimulus check within the next 10 days, or they will be going out within the next 10 days. Depends on how you read into that detail of what he said. A lot of people are asking me down below in the comments, people on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, who get their money via Direct Express card, have not received their stimulus check. If you are on Direct Express card, if you get your money via Direct Express card, comment down below and let me know what state you're from and if you have or have not received your $1,400 stimulus checks. As of what I have seen so far, they have not sent out any $1,400 stimulus checks to Direct Express yet, unless you guys prove me wrong in the comments. Also, going forward, let me know as soon as you do receive them. I'll give you the latest details on what we've seen on the Direct Express and all the other $1,400 stimulus checks. Number one is that the timing of your stimulus check may be delayed based on what bank you use. As you probably know, Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, and lots of other major national banks basically having delays or purposely holding the money and getting a lot of criticism because basically they make millions or tens of millions of dollars on the money every day they hold the money, that they will get interest and they will also get overdraft fees from people who don't have the money in their account and thus get overdrafts, as opposed to if they had the $1,400 in their account, they would not be getting overdraft fees. Wells Fargo alone has said to be making up to $5 million a day on overdraft fees alone every single day. This isn't counting interest alone. These banks are making millions and millions of dollars per day by holding your stimulus check until the 17th or later. Now, these banks are trying to point the finger at the IRS for the delay, which could be as many as 5 days already for some people, but I'm not sure if it's the IRS's fault. As you can see here, a group of banking and credit union industry groups on Tuesday defended banks from criticism by customers who haven't received their stimulus payments yet, saying the funds aren't being sent to financial institutions by the Biden administration until Wednesday. The statement comes after customers of some banks complained that they have not yet received their payments. Quote, the IRS recently said an initial wave of tens of millions of economic impact payments via the automated clearinghouse system, the ACH system, has been sent. The actual funds will be sent to the banks and credit unions on March 17th, at which time funds will be made available to the customers. Until that time, the funds remain with the government, says these banking groups. Quote, while the IRS could have chosen to send the funds via same day ACH or provided for an earlier effective date, it chose not to do so, the group said. It is under the sender, in this case the IRS, to decide when it wants the money to be made available, and the IRS chose March 17th. 9 groups issued this statement, including the American Bankers Association, the Credit Union National Association, and the Independent Community Bankers of America. The IRS said on Friday that the official payment date is Wednesday and that some Americans may see pending or provisional payments in their bank accounts before then. While some financial companies have advanced the money to customers and have already credited customers' accounts, the large banks have said that the stimulus payments will be available to customers starting on Wednesday. That prompted customers of banks such as Wells Fargo and Chase to criticize the company on social media. The banks responded by saying they're not holding the funds to customers, noting the IRS's effective date of Wednesday, March 17th. However, many people are crying foul, saying that other people have already received their $1,400 days ago and it cleared their accounts. So if it cleared other banks' accounts, why hasn't it cleared these other major national banks' accounts? If it's pending in your account and other people have it cleared, what's the deal? Well, the question may lie in your bank whether or not you've already gotten the money cleared or not. Let me know if you have and what bank you're with. But as always, do not leave your bank account number or password or financial information or anything like that. There's also a lot of scams going out right now. Please be very careful of those. The IRS will not call you about a tax refund or a stimulus check. So don't give your information to anybody over the phone or over the internet unless you're on the irs.gov official website. And if you're on irs.gov official website, please triple check and make sure it's actually the IRS's website. The IRS Get My Payment tool is up and responding to most people. To find this, you simply go to Google and type in IRS Get My Payment. That'll bring up this screen right here. Make sure you go to the official, you can see here, irs.gov right here, Get My Payment tool. Do not click on anything else. Don't click on any advertisements or anything. In this case, there was no advertisement here, but go to the IRS Get My Payment tool. You'll see this page. It'll look exactly like this. It'll talk about sending your 2021 payments. You can click Get My Payment. This is for US government use only, which is for you. And you'll put this information in here: social security number, date of birth, street address, and zip or postal code. This is updated once per night, so you don't need to check it more than once during the day. I've also seen people say they've gotten locked out of their accounts for 24 hours for checking it too many times throughout the day. So be careful. Don't do that. Really, you can just check it once in the morning. And previously, they have always updated this overnight. So check it once per day in the morning or the afternoon, and then you're good to go for the day. Now, if your payment status says unavailable and has no dates or no anything, number one, it's likely that you're on a paper check, and the IRS has not sent out any paper checks at all yet. So it's pretty hard or impossible for them to give you a date if they haven't even printed your check out and sent it in the mail yet. Okay. So if it says unavailable, it's probably because you're on a paper check and simply they haven't printed these out. They're gearing up to print these out this week. I will keep you up to date when the actual paper checks go out and when to expect them. Same with Direct Express. We're hoping that those will go out tomorrow. I will keep you up to date as soon as we get any new guidance. We're literally getting new guidance by the hour on all sorts of different things from the stimulus checks and the future stimulus checks coming out. So I will keep you up to date on all these things. There's also multiple new stimulus provisions and possibly packages on the near horizon, such as Democrats say that the stimulus bill that was just passed helps pave the way to cancel up to $50,000 of student loan debt, despite Biden saying he does not want to do $50,000, but he is willing to do $10,000 of student loan debt. Senator Elizabeth Warren, who is also the co-author of the $200 per month Social Security bill, says, quote, student loan debt is crushing millions of Americans. President Biden has an opportunity to fix that with the stroke of a pen. This bill helps pave the way to cancel $50,000 in student loan debt. The recently passed American Rescue Plan contains a provision championed by Senators Elizabeth Warren and Bob Menendez that makes student loan forgiveness tax-free until 2026. Quote, without this amendment, if someone were to have some or all of their student loan debt forgiven, they'd be stuck with the tax bill. If you get $10,000 of student loan forgiven, you have to pay taxes on $10,000 because the debt was forgiven, so it would count as income. So it might cost you $1,000 or $2,000 in income tax. However, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says that now the provision would apply to nearly 100,000 students who are already in repayment programs that offer some student loan forgiveness. But even more importantly, and more crucially, it would apply for future efforts to forgive student loans, and you would not have to pay income tax on any money forgiven in the next 5 years. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says that the Biden administration can and should go further than $10,000 and should cancel $50,000 of student loan debt. Now, here's the thing. I actually do think they're going to forgive at least $10,000 of student loan debt. I mean, President Biden himself has said he's willing to do 10,000. He doesn't want to do 50,000 for some reason. Maybe he thinks it's too much. But there's a lot of Democrats pushing him to do more than 10,000. But the president himself has said he's willing to do $10,000 of student loan debt forgiveness. And Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, who's been in the Senate for like 30 years, You would think he knows what he's talking about. He says that the president can do this simply through a presidential executive order. So that could literally be done here within today or tomorrow, whenever they decide to do it. An executive order is literally just write it out and sign it, and it's done. And this kind of opens the door to, well, if you can forgive $10,000 of student loan debt because it, quote, burdens them for years and years and years, could you do other types of debt forgiveness? Medical debt forgiveness that burdens people for many, many years. Mortgage debt forgiveness, people pay their mortgages for 30 years. You could forgive $10,000 of mortgage debt forgiveness. What about credit card debt forgiveness? People pay on those for years and years and years and years and are never able to pay them off. So the question is, if they're going to do $10,000 student loan debt forgiveness, what about for people that don't have student loans? Maybe we have a provision set up for other types of debt forgiveness if you don't get the student loan forgiveness. It seems kind of crazy, but a few years ago, people thought student loan debt was forgiveness was crazy, and now the president himself and virtually all the Democrats are in favor of at least $10,000 of student loan debt forgiveness. I think this is going to happen for sure. The real question is when and how much and how do they do it? Do they do it through a standalone bill? Do they do it through a presidential executive order? Do they include it in the next stimulus package that has already been announced, the Build Back Better package, which will focus on infrastructure, but you really could consider student loan debt or Social Security increases or different types of stimulus as part of the infrastructure of this country, especially Social Security. Social Security is literally a part of the infrastructure of this country. It feeds and keeps money in the pocket for tens of millions of Americans. So the real question is when they do $10,000 or more of student loan debt forgiveness, because I really do think they're going to do it. And if they can't pass it through a bipartisan bill, they'll just pass it through either a reconciliation bill without the Republicans or simply through a presidential executive order. Question is when and how much, and then will they provide provisions for other people that maybe are not getting the student loan debt forgiveness? Will they provide them other types of debt forgiveness, medical debt forgiveness, mortgage debt forgiveness, credit card debt forgiveness? Let me know your thoughts on that down below in the comments. It kind of seems a little unfair for people that don't have student loan debts. I don't know if you can see on the shelf there. My wife has a degree from John Carroll University. She's already paid off her student loans, so she wouldn't be able to take advantage of the student loan debt forgiveness. So, a lot of people think it's unfair because, well, what if you already paid off your student loan debt, or what if you don't have student loan debt at all? But I do want to make it clear that remember, in this package and in the past package, there's a lot of different buckets of money for different people. There's mortgage assistance, rental assistance, property tax assistance that's coming out in the near future from the third one. There's utility assistance. There's been the stimulus checks. There's been the stimulus checks for children. There's the child income tax credits. There's money for people that were laid off, unemployment bonuses. So not everybody gets every bucket of money. I mean, some are obviously geared towards some are geared towards others. So, I try not to get too upset about money that's going to help other people, but not maybe necessarily help out my family or, my related family or even you guys, my extended family. But I am happy when I see these new type of provisions come out that will help out tens of millions of Americans. But I always keep a grain of salt in my mind, knowing that it's not for everybody, but it is helping more people. And the more people we can help, the better. So the question is, will we see debt forgiveness besides student loans, maybe when they come out or in the future? This kind of opens the door, it opens the pathway for kind of more types of debt forgiveness than just student loan debt forgiveness. So it'll be interesting to see. I'll keep you up to date on all of this, as well as the next stimulus package coming out. Nancy Pelosi says we could have details as early as this week on that and what could be in it. I expect a lot of negotiating going forward to see what will be in that package and what will be added in that package before the package is done. So make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on updates on the third stimulus check, the fourth stimulus check, the Social Security increase, the student loan forgiveness, mortgage assistance, rental assistance, property tax assistance, and utility assistance. I will keep you up to date on all of these. After subscribing, it's completely free. Click the bell icon to all notifications. New videos come out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA. I have dozens of students that have replaced their 9 to 5 income selling products on Amazon, and I teach them how to do that. And me and my wife sell products on Amazon as well. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.